Let me tell y'all how YouTube played me today on this little wax crumble ordeal, okay? Because you know how it is. Like, you watch the YouTube video, you get all inspired. It looks so easy. It's like, oh my God, I can definitely do that. I know how to make wax melts. I know how to make candles. How hard can it be? Well, let's find out, okay? So first of all, I learned right off the bat. Don't change up what you do to try to do what somebody else do. Do things in the way that you know works for you, right? Typically, I warm, mix, and everything. Like I do my wax in the little metal pourer that I got from the craft store. And it maintains the heat and everything where I need it to be, right? So I took it off the heat at 180 degrees. And you mix everything in at 175. But the glass vessel you see right here cooled my wax down so fast. Look at that. I'm scraping, trying to mix my fragrance oil in properly for 2 minutes. And it was just like, oh no. So I realized that a lot of people don't show that they hit the glass with the heat gun first. And it didn't dawn on me to do that until I ended up in this situation right here. You see that? Hotmess.com. So I'm like, okay, lesson learned. Let me just keep doing what I do. So I added a little bit of red in there. And once again, these are craft store stuff because I am in launch mode trying to figure out what I want to do. And I'm not going to spend all my money on a bunch of other stuff until I can figure it out, right? So here I am mixing the color in with a chopstick. They're so convenient to use. And look at that, caked up, okay? It's just, no. So I realized, okay, I'm going to have to hit this back on the heat. So I put it back in my double boiler. And I'm mixing, right? Mix. Trying to get it to where it's at a pourable temperature without the clumps. So this is what I'm doing right here. And it's working, but you know, when you put your wax back on the heat, it makes the fragrance oil dissipate. But because I don't really think I had a chance to really mix it in all the way, I don't really think that matters. And good thing I'm not selling these to anybody. So finally, I get it to where I need it to be. I did check the temperature and I poured it at 175. And I poured in my little metal container that I got from the Dollar Tree for $1.25 because you know they went up 25 cents. And I am letting it congeal, right? So I watched a couple of videos where people let it like completely cool, and then some people was like, all you need is a little bit of, congeal at the top and you get to work. And I'm so impatient because it's my first time doing it. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and just get to it. I mean, shoot, there was like 2 videos where somebody didn't let it cool all the way off. That was a mistake. That was a whole mistake. Okay. Like if I ever make these again, I will definitely let it cool. It's just, I was afraid of having to do too much chopping and put too much elbow grease and too much work into it. Because I mean, I'm living in my soft life right now and I don't be trying to hurt myself. But anyways, so here you see me like scrape, right? I'm scraping and I'm mixing and I'm scraping and I'm like, man, this is a lot of work. Like, this is sped up for y'all, but for real, like, I was doing this for like 20 minutes and I still didn't get the results I thought I was going to get, like the ones I seen on the YouTube videos. So, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking like, I'm not going to sell these in my store. Absolutely not. I'm not going to sell these in my store. First of all, it's too much work. And but when my brand blows up and goes viral, because we speaking it into existence, we manifesting over here, am I going to want to make these? Something that you have to sit here and push and pull and mix and scrape for 20-30 minutes. No, absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've had a product go viral on TikTok before, right? It was back when we were in the lockdown and everybody was wearing masks real heavy. And I had got these masks from overseas. It was like the beanies with the matching mask sets. And I didn't even have to make them. Like, they just came already packaged up like I needed them to be. And when I say it blew up, like, I had like 1,500 orders in a day. And that happened for like 3-4 days straight until I just shut my store down because it was just too much. I got overwhelmed. And the amount of work it took for me to ship out and mail things that were already made and already put together. And all I had to do was just label them. Because it wasn't like it was like 1,500 orders of one item. It was like multiple items. I had like 5 or 6 different colors. I know for a fact that when it gets to that point, what you don't want to do is be sitting here mixing and scraping to get orders done when you blow up and go viral. You absolutely do not want that problem. So even though I continue to make them, I decided, no, I'm not doing this. It's not going to be in my store. Look at that. I decided like, okay, maybe I need to just let it sit for a minute and cool off a minute because it's still warm, right? It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Like, it really wasn't. And I kept going back and forth between the spoon and the spatula because I seen some people use a spoon, some people use a spatula. So I'm like, well, let me get one of each so I can see what works for me. And you see me spreading it out here, so give it a chance to like cool faster instead of it being all clumped up, because I thought that might work better. Because at this point, my wrist is like tired. I'm tired of standing. I'm tired of doing all this work. Like, typically when I make wax melts, you just pour and walk away, and then you come back a couple of hours later. I like to let mine really sit overnight so I can demold it easier. But even if I just wait an hour, I can still pull them out. But it's just pour and walk away. This right here, child, this ain't for me. Look at this. It's not for me. I don't want to do this. I mean, I am a very crafty person, so I'm always up for a new challenge. But sometimes we have the opportunity to try things so we can know if it's something that we should be doing or not. And I have decided I ain't gonna make these. But it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I mean, I could say that much, right? It was fun while it lasted. What do y'all think? I mean, it just looks so easy on the YouTube videos, right? It really did. It just looks so easy. And I'm really disappointed by how it turned out because, spoiler alert, I don't know if I did something wrong. I mean, I know what I did wrong. I think I should have let it cool all the way down before I even touched it with the spatula in the first place. Like, maybe it was just too hot to begin with. And then I started getting worried, like, okay, am I low-key making like wax icing here? Because you know how people do like the edible candles and they can pipe icing. And I'm like, maybe that's what I've accidentally made. I always wonder how it was made. I think he used a blender or something like that. But I'm like, this is just a lot. Like, I'm really trying. And the video is muted because I'm cussing the wax out at this point. Like, it's a lot. It really is. So I'm just gonna let y'all listen to a little bit of music real quick while I fight through this wax. But you know what? You can see, like, it's getting thicker, right? Like, it's getting thicker. It's getting thicker. Nope, not a fan. I salute the creators out there that make this stuff, that have the patience for it, because I absolutely do not. Look at that. I'm showing y'all, like, it's not giving. It's starting to crumble a little bit. You see it crumbling a little bit there, but it's still like real sticky. It's still real sticky. And when you touch it, it don't even really feel warm. So I'm afraid at this point, right? Because I'm like, okay, I did something. And I don't want to work this hard for it. Because if you really think about it, like, in my mind, it's like, okay, if I sold this stuff, how much would I sell a container for? Like maybe like a 6-ounce container. I mean, I would probably sell it for what, $5.99? I could sell a 5-ounce wax melt. Matter of fact, not even 5 ounces. Because most wax melts come in like 2.43 ounces at the store. Like those little clamshells, you buy like 2.43 ounces. My wax melts in their containers come at like 3 ounces. So honestly, I could sell my 3-ounce wax melt for more than $5.99 and make more. See how soft that is? Like putty. Like I have made wax putty at this point. But I'm thinking like, okay, if I did a 6-ounce jar for $5.99, or if I did like a 3-ounce container of my wax melts for $5.99 or $7.99 or whatever, it actually doesn't make sense. And thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and that's my take on wax crumble melts.